There's been a lot of talk this week about preparing for our post COVID-19 world. And as we think ahead, a lot of people are wondering if they may have been exposed to the virus and not known about it. Up until now, really, the only way to find out would be to get sick and show severe symptoms to the point that you get a viral test. But now, labs across the country are starting to offer antibody screening. Quest, for example, has more than 2,000 labs across the country. All you have to do is go online and sign up, and they'll let you know if you qualify for the screening. You don't need a doctor's order to do it. And also, LabCorp is doing it with Walgreens, and several other labs are offering it. You just have to know where to look. But before you run out there thinking that this is your get out of quarantine free card, you may want to wait a little bit. Researchers at the University of California, Berkeley and UC San Francisco are researching kits from 90 different manufacturers to see how well they actually work. They're finding that the majority of them do well finding the antibodies, especially 2 weeks or so past exposure. But they're also finding there are a lot of false positives, which means a lot of people could be running around with a false sense of security and being a danger not only to themselves, but possibly others. So what are employers to do in this situation? Well, it seems that temperature testing is going to be the first line of defense for many. But you still have to remember that even though the EEOC relaxed some of the rules for the Americans with Disabilities Act to allow this sort of testing, you are still dealing with medical information and you have to treat it as such. So who's to do the test? Obviously, hiring a medical professional to do it would make sense, but that's cost prohibitive for most companies in America. So the recommendation is to hand this off to HR. You can train them to do the testing, but then they're also the best in your company at protecting people's private information. So they should be the ones to do this. And one quick reminder for employers that want to do this temperature screening: like all other screening, you need to be sure you apply this evenly and equally across the board for all your employees, or you could face charges of discrimination. There's more information on all of these stories on our website, ebiinc.com. That's all for this week. We'll see you next time.